Ready for action. Attack formation. Let's take this fight to the sky.
Okay. Head for the canyon. How's it? Hang loose. Welcome to Mongoose Snacks Hawaii. The channel. Good look for the button. Alright, I think Trooper's kind of in a different... Just broken. I don't know if he's broken. Anyway. There. Today's Sunday. Welcome to Sunday. I don't know. A little bit of the vlog here goes... I don't know if we're doing Shakespeare on Sunday over the Zoom or in the room in person. So, it's Henry the Fourth Part 2. So Shakespeare actually wrote this history of Henry the Fourth in 2 parts because he has this like famous fictitious character he adds on, Falstaff, which everybody just loves. Falstaff. He's like the big drunken fool and he's always trying to get his way, con man kind of deal, like a smooth talker con man is in the brothel, is on the battlefield, and I don't know, it's just weird. Also in my little vlog part is that I bought cat balls. I was kind of just thinking, hey, you know what? I want to build up my little ghost hunting thing because I find myself, this is how I gauge. What do you watch the most on YouTube? I was like looking for ideas. What do you watch the most? Honestly, what I watch the most is the best ghost hunting thing. And I start to admit to it. I start to judge them on their team, their crew, their investigators. These guys are, they brought in a medium. I thought at one point, there's not much to investigate in Hawaii, honestly. There's some legend ghost stories, but not a bunch of abandoned places. There's some that are kind of famous, and then there's some famous legends, but there's no... Even though this is probably, I don't know, a place. So, here's a cat ball. And this one didn't work. So I talked to the people, hey, it don't work. And then I had the button down, turned on, and it fell over and it was working. So maybe this one works. I turn it on. Okay, now it's working now. It's working now. So now I'm going to do is put it here. You'd have to be like a giant, you have to really mess that thing up. Will it work here? Okay, there it is. It's right there if it goes off. Okay, now let's get going on because today we're going to do old and new and maybe a little bit of, January 6th committee, monkeypox, I don't know, what else? The news, a little old and new. So I randomly take, because this Bible is actually pretty cool. Veni Sancti Spiritus, Veni Sancti Spiritus, Veni Sancti Spiritus. I better go that way than 4 corners of the wind and consult the Ouija board. Nah. So, come Holy Spirit. This particular Bible has some interesting, sometimes it just says stuff that is oddly, is it trying to say something? Okay, old. Here, we'll just do old like that, okay? Random, old, light. Oh, Jesus. We're gonna open Philistine attack repulse. When the Philistines heard that David had been anointed king over Israel, all the Philistines went up in search of David. But David heard about it and went down to the stronghold. Now the Philistines had come and spread to the valley of Rephaim. David inquired of the Lord, shall I go up against the Philistines? Will you give them into my hand? The Lord said to David, go up, for I will certainly give the Philistines into your hand. Okay, good for David, I guess. He won the battle. And now for some New Testament. See, is that related? I don't know. I guess there's a lot of Ukraine stuff. They're winning, they're losing, they're winning, they're losing. They got some ground, some repulsed. So here's some New Testament. Do we have rubric? Gotta have some rubric. Jesus' words. I'll be able to see this here. Oh gosh. Jesus sentenced to death, John. Now, when Pilate heard this, he was more afraid than ever. He entered into the headquarters again and asked Jesus, "Where are you from?" But Jesus gave him no answer. Pilate therefore asked him, "Do you refuse to speak to me? Do you not know I have the power to release you and the power to crucify you?" Jesus answered him, "You would have no power over me unless it had been given to you from above. Therefore, the one who handed me over to you is guilty of a greater sin." Okay, thank you, Jesus. I remember a different version of that, something like that. Anyways, probably is. The Gospels don't or anything. They're now carbon copies of each other. Oh, I forgot this thing. Oh, gosh. Okay, so we're going to put this really low. Do we have anything in the news? If I turn the page, this is going to overload. Let's find out. Overload. Oh, you know what? What's wrong with you? What happened here? Hi. Yeah. I have to do this part 2. I switched to the other page and it was just over. See, I'm running at the max with this streaming program and this computer can handle. If I do one extra thing, like one more video overlay or whatever, it's too much. When it went to the other scene and I tried to call up, it was Chrome or whatever, Brave. I tried to call up so I could display the online newspaper. Then when I called it up, it wasn't quick enough because this one's not that quick. And then I pressed the button again and it was calling up more instances of it. So it just went haywire and my whole computer screen went blank. And is this still working? This isn't working. This particular cat, this cat ball's broken. Either that or this cat ball's haunted. The ghosts are like, we're going to break this thing for you. I don't think that's working. Let's try again. We're just going to go from here directly to the headline. But I think it.
Action. Rebels spotted. Aerial attack.
It happened the third time. So once it goes overload, it kicks this audio mic off the map. Oh. So this is almost play around. The cat ball. It goes on, it goes off. Oh, see, I was shaking it for 5 minutes, it wouldn't go off. Now it's kind of okay. Now if I put it down here, right? Okay. Oh, it's going off because it was shaking. I put it there. It goes off after a couple of seconds, like that. Now if it gets shaken by the invisible cat, it'll go off. That's why it's used as ghost detecting stuff. Okay. Now we get to go carefully into the next scene. Transition to special.
Encoding overload. Encoding overload. Encoding overload.
Oh, it stopped now. It just had a little glitch. I see the Yeti. It has a thingy. It's got a signal. So here we go. She's Ack in the saddle again. It's Princess. It's the princess from King Kamehameha Day. The 105th King Kamehameha Day. Floor play returns after 2 years of the flowers had to be inside. The horse is like, I ain't gonna get that. Yeah, actually horses and dogs and cats do get the COVID. That's the CDC. My nose is itchy. Thanks, Suit Hawaii. And over here, the future of Hawaii Visitor Center Bureau future, because they didn't get the $105 million contract. I don't know what we're gonna do now. This article I read it doesn't say anything except there's them saying, oh, we can't say anything about it because it's a big battle over that, and they have already awarded it, and they're just whining about $105 million. That's just one of the contracts, by the way. So back in 1966, you just cruise on the beach, prop up the surfboard for a little bit of shade, the sun gets too hot, and then sit in your junked car seat Fine, which is what you do. This is from the Rainbow Island. Oh, 1966. You just like, oh, you got to pull the seats out of that junk car. Mililani serves mental health. Mental, because we're all mental. I'm mental. I can say about anybody else. This guy's riding a horse because he's really small. He's got a stick. His name is Mo. Mo's got a stick. This horse is like,
don't mess with Mo. He's not so nice.
Win at all costs. Violence. Stop the violence. Mass shootings. And this is insight, which is... See, this is not a target for an A15. So are you kidding me? There's just so much to unpack with that, but let's not go there right now. You know what? This right here. Oh, look. Oh, electric cars are silent except for the driver's cackle. Okay, I don't know what we're gonna read here. I read that one already. Blown away. Okay, last time the ball went when I was doing this. I didn't touch it either. It was just going. Forgiving loans makes sense. Fish and the pollution. Okay, here we go. This one. Let's do this one. Oh, hey, ready? Can you read that? No. Hey, Charlie Chu. Hey, I can't read it now. How much water is Waikiki consuming? Could we not consider the Waikiki tourist industry, hotels, vendors, restaurants as a whole, the largest user of water on Oahu? Certainly with the post-pandemic reopening of hotels, dine-in restaurants, luau's more, along with the influx of tourists, how could there not be an increase in water consumption? How will water conservation work in that... Ringing the bell in that arena. Last week I had lunch with a visiting friend at a dine-in restaurant in Waikiki. After being seated, we were immediately poured tall glasses of water that were kept being refilled throughout the meal, even though we didn't request it. Andrea W. Bell. Well, Andrea,
Well, this is about where the microphone dropped off because... Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing there. Fishy. This is not dubbed, this is just over recording. And the microphone dropped off and I said something about the water in Hawaii being used up by... Oh, that's what that was. That was sprinkler and something else. But I found... or harmonica. Since this is being voiced over, I can have voice over that too. So, aloha! Have a happy day, trading's a bad. Aloha, goodbye. Aloha, fresh everything. Bye bye. Aloha.